Well, good evening. This is Nikolai Gorichov coming at you from the Big Island, from the jungle. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that, I've been tripping on. Not really tripping, but, you know, I know I'm a kind of a different guy with most people, and most people don't understand where I'm coming from, which I don't blame them, because, you know, my life has been all over the place for so many years. And what I've been through, it's like I look at life in a way that most people can't even imagine. The reason I talk like this right now is because Erin, my wife, she tells me all the time, she says, Nick, where are you? I'm going to tell you where I'm at. She says, first of all, she says, you don't have friends. You don't really go out anywhere. You don't visit nobody. I don't, you know. It's like after I met her, my life hadn't changed. It's just gotten better. And it's like there is not too much in my life that I haven't done 2 or 3 times. So nothing excites me anymore. It's all about just, living my life and trying to make everything better around me. And I tell Erin this, and she says, Nick, but you have to have friends. You don't talk to nobody. No, I don't. Sure, it gets to you after a while. Not really. I've been alone my whole life in that regard. So it's like, but what I'm saying is, I enjoy people, but it's hard for me to relate to people because what they're dealing with and what they're going through and the changes that's happening in their lives, I've been through 2 or 3 times. So it's like, it's not that I don't deal with people the way they want me to, because I can't. It's hard for me to deal with people when I'm over here and they're over there. I mean, I can deal with you for a few minutes at a time, but after that, what do we got to talk about? I mean, seriously, what do we have to talk about? We can talk about anything, but it's on you know? And it's like I share a lot of information with people, a lot of information, you know. I try to make people better, but, the people that I do are the people that I care about. And it's kind of hard to care about people when they don't really care about themselves, you know. And everyone's out for themselves. That's what's so cold blooded. You know, what I'm trying to say is life is a beautiful thing. And if you don't live it and you don't treat people accordingly, then you don't have nothing coming, you know. What you see here is what you get. I don't play games. I don't jive with nobody because that's not what it's all about. And everybody I've ever known has always judged me, totally judged me, because I was this, I was that, because I looked the part, right? And then they come to find out later that I'm not the guy. Because see, everyone that knows me and been knowing me my whole life, well, not my whole life, but 40, 50 years and longer, will tell you I have never changed for nobody. I've been the same guy my whole life. These flies out here. But I'm in the jungle. What you expect? Anyway, I'm just saying. So the people that I really haven't shown anything to, it's not because I don't like you, because I don't. Because respect, as I keep saying, I respect you, then I learn to like you. But I give everybody that respect. But I've never really liked too many people in my life because, I see through people so easily, and that's a curse and a blessing at the same time. It keeps me from having friends. I'm not saying everybody's that way. I've met a few good people that were potential friends, but I wasn't around them long enough to really take it to the next stage. But you know, there are people that I do care about that are potential friends. And who am I? I mean, whether you're my friend or not, why should you care? You know, it's like, but I'm the best friend you'll ever have because see, one thing I won't do, I'll never mess you around. I won't lie to you. I don't jive, and plus I'll add to you. And that's what friends is all about. It's making a person stronger around you, regardless what. You don't have to have a lot. And most people think that they have to have a lot. You know, they have to have this, they have to have that to be a better person. You know, I mean, you don't have to have anything. I've never had nothing my whole life. All I have was this, you know, this and my word. My word have taken me places that money can't take you. I'm saying that's why it's so important to be real, man. You know, in this world that we live in today, you can't be real. You know, because if you don't, if you do, people take advantage of you, they abuse you. Why? Because you don't have experiences in life. See, experiences in life is what makes you who you are. You know, you got something to compare it to make you better or weaker. You know, it's like, you know, but most people don't experience life. They're right there their whole life in that same spot. They're doing the same thing over and over again for years. And, you know, what do you learn? What do you know? What do you know? And these are the smartest people that I come to find out. They know everything and never done nothing their whole lives. They read it out of a book or they heard it from somebody else. You know, come on, man. You know, if you can't tell me what you know, then what can you tell me? I'm the type of, I'm just real when it comes to life because that's what I do. I live life, man. There's nothing that I haven't done. And only through the grace of God, I'm here. And you've been shot as many times as I have, stabbed, cut, been to prisons all over the country. I mean, everything that I've done. I'm documenting all this. I mean, you know, the book will be out soon, you know. No, but I'm just, you know, I'm just tripping on how people trip on such trivial things in life that don't mean anything. People feel like they have to have money. That's artificial. Life is real, you know. Sure, you can have a lot of money, and what happens when you get a lot of money? Oh, you become so smart, huh? How you notice how the people that's never had anything, and the minute they get money, it's like they're the smartest people in the world. Why is that? Money makes you smart, right? That's ridiculous because you got all these idiots that's looking up to you, and you know, and that you never had that, you know, and now you got money. Now you can talk shit that don't mean nothing. That's what's so cold blooded. What you say is meaningless. You know, you wasn't talking shit before you got that money. You know, but the problem is, what do you do when you get that money? What do? You go out and do the same thing that everybody else is doing, buying worthless, frivolous, expensive stuff. For what? For what? Just to try to impress everybody around you. Try to impress people so they can look up to you. Everybody wants that. Why is that? You know? But in the end, what goes up always comes down. And if you're seeing it all around you, and all that was for naught. You can't take none of this crap with you. And like I said, God allows you to have this talent and everything else. He blesses you with this stuff just to see what you'll do with it. And most of you already failed. You know, you see these guys coming out of ghettos, coming, you know, had never having nothing. All of a sudden, they get a hit. Oh, they're a football player, they're a basketball player, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. And what do? They forget about what's most important people, you know. And then they'll say, you know, well, some of them will buy you a turkey on Thanksgiving and they think they're doing something. No, man, you know, that's not what it's all about. You know, I mean, God allows you to have these certain talents to do things with to better people around you, to make you feel, you know, if you know, I know each and every one of you have given. And each and every time you have given, in a way, you felt good. Can you imagine really giving? Especially if you got it. And these people got so much. I don't support athletes. I don't support the music industry. I don't support any of these people. I don't buy albums. I don't buy none of this crap. Football. All I watch it on TV. That's about as far as it goes. As far as buying stuff, I don't. Why support something that don't give back? These people don't give back, man. And if they do, it's a tax write-off. So are they really giving? I'm just saying, I look at life for what it really is. I've been on this planet far too long to see what's going on, man. It hadn't changed. You know why? I'm blessed, man. God's truly blessed me in ways that you can never imagine. I see life coming at me before it gets to me, especially nowadays, man. Everybody's so artificial. I mean, I look at people, I look right through them like I'm looking through a window glass or something, you know? And that's why I don't mess with nobody. I don't have friends, you know? Very few people can enter my world. Who am I? Who cares about you, Nick? You're right. Who cares about me? I do, and I could give a damn because no one's in my life has ever done anything for me. Not one thing. I've never asked nobody for nothing, first of all, because I know what that leads to. Anytime you get something from somebody, not saying everybody, but 99% of the people you borrow something from, you get something from, they owe you. You own they what I'm saying is you owe them. They never let you forget it. At one time in your life, if you're still dealing with them, they'll bring that up. Oh, don't you remember I borrowed? You borrowed. They don't let you forget it. They don't let you forget it. See, with me, if I got anything and I give it to you, it's yours. If you borrow it from me, okay, I expect you to pay it back, but not really, because if I couldn't afford to give it to you or lend it to you, then you wouldn't have got it if I couldn't afford it. And people don't look at it. You owe somebody for the rest of your life, man. I mean, people, it's simple arithmetic, man. When you're real, you're real, and when you're not, you're not. And those are the things right there I judge people by. I don't judge nobody, but I see your character, and I deal with you accordingly. That's why I don't deal with you. You know, I mean, people in my life are special. Cause see, me, Nikolai Gorbachev, I'd die for a friend, man. I will die for a friend. Because friend is family, you know? And that's something that I don't think I've had in. My last friend died about 3 years ago. My oldest friend, male friend, that is. Because that's the only friend I've got. You have to have that man friend, man. God, I've been hurting ever since, dog. I've never had a male friend that I could, I had three in my life, you know. And but life is what it is, and I deal with it because I've been through so much, man, and God has shown me so much. And Nick, real talk. I'm going to be sharing stuff with you that's probably it's heartbreaking for me to even talk about stuff, man. But there's stuff that I've been through in my life that that I'm gonna put out there and let you know life is what it is. People only see what they see because the average person hadn't been through anything. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, they've been in a car wreck or something that's devastating to them. No, baby, life is much more than that. Much more than that. Trust me when I tell you that. I've seen stuff that I can't even talk about. And I'm here. You saying, "Whoa, Nick," no, serious talk on God. God has blessed me and showed me everything. If not, I hope He strikes me dead right here where I sit right now. You know, because everything in my life is about God. Everything is about God. And for me to be here right now, it's about God. I can sit here and I can smile, I can do a lot of things, man. But the bottom line is, being real with one another is probably the most important thing there is. And quit being so selfish, man. Help somebody out. Give a little bit, man. I cut so many partners and stuff, people that I knew loose because I would give to the homeless. I give to everybody, man. That's why I'm so broke. And it says, Nick, you got to quit giving. So, hey, I try to help people every chance I get, if I can, because I figure no matter how bad I am, I'm doing better than most people because I am not a materialistic person, nor have I ever been. I should have been rich a many a day. But what is that? Then I'd be just like the rest of them. Who wants to be like them? Not this brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to be what's real, man. So I'm just saying, in life, enjoy it and treat people with respect and give, man. If you got it, give. That's all I'm saying, you know. So this is Nikolai Gorbachev saying, I hope you appreciated what I was talking about, and I hope you understand that life is what it is. And always remember, nothing is what it appears to be. And health is true wealth. You can keep that money. All my partners are dead or in the hospital or dying. But one thing they all had in common, they was wealthy. This is Nikolai Gorbachev from the jungle saying, peace out.